Hi everybody. I'm actually in Adelaide at the moment. I've come over to judge in Adelaide and I'm at my friend's place. She has retired from breeding. She bred Siamese and Orientals, and she has around her yard, which is huge, she has an amazing catwalk, and it's made of mesh. It's made of like mesh that's folded into a square and a tube. Sorry about the dogs barking. It's folded into a tube, and the cats have gutter guard that's on the bottom, and they are walking around from their cattery area, which is down the back here, and they also have more cattery areas down the you can't see them, sorry, through here and down in here, but they have catwalks that go around the whole thing in a circle. And what happens is that they come out, and this particular spot is, and the dogs are here as well and looking at the cats, and they come out, and this is the spot where they can get the most sun and see the most things. So they've all come out to have a look. This boy here is a long-tailed Kimrick, and then we have the long-haired Orientals and Siamese, Balinese, and there should just be some straight Siamese and Orientals as well. Oh, around here we have some more. Let's have a look. Just going to try and capture them for you. And so these are Melanie's cats, and her husband Matthew made her these amazing tunnels and the catwalks. And you can see the here you can see the L shape that's holding them to the pole, and then the pole is in the ground, or this one has decking around it, and it goes into the cattery, which is here, which is a big converted shed, and it's all heated in there. It's beautiful. And the cats are all up in the catwalk. I just love it. So when you come out here, whenever you come out here, there's all cats in there. Who have we got here? We've got some oldies, and of course Mel's retired from breeding, so the cats are all a little bit older. There's no kittens or anything anymore. These are all desexed cats, ex-breeding cats or pet cats that she's had. There's a long hair Oriental here, and behind there they've pushed the gutter guard up. I think that there's going to be a modification soon that'll take the guard out and replace it with some wood. You can see these cats here have got a wood on the bottom of they've got a wood on the bottom of that tunnel, and this bit's got the gutter guard. So that's the next thing that they're going to do to improve that. Hello, there's an old one. Lovely. So we've got in the tunnel at the moment, we have, because they've all come out to see me. Oh, and up the back here, I don't know if you can see him through the cover here. He's backed up by the other cats. There's a big black and white Manx. Here he goes. And there's his little butt with no tail. He's blocking the way. What happens is most of the cats are really good and they're just happy and they just walk past each other. But every now and again, one of the big fatties, like this guy, he'll just sit there and he'll block the whole tunnel, and there'll be like a traffic jam until he decides to go back inside, which he's doing. He's turned around. But the slinky cats can normally walk past each other okay, but the big cats, there's actually a big desexed Siberian boy. He's not here at the moment. He's down in one of the other pens at the back asleep probably, but he likes to sit there and block the tunnel with his big fat butt. Down the back, there's actually some areas where the tunnel, they have choices. They can go in both directions and go, decide what they want to do. Sometimes they get a bit feisty. Oh, the Mike is having a bit of a go up here. So these two cats here, at the moment, probably the female Oriental there, she wants to get past him. She's long-haired Oriental, and she's just jumped past him, but he's been going, no, you can't come past. So sometimes they have play fight biffs in there, and there's a bit going on, but it's such an action-packed zone, and I just absolutely love it, and I would love to have something like this at my place. I think it might have to be a little bit bigger, because some of my British, if they got up in there and blocked it, it'd just be crazy. It'd be like they would block it with their big fat butts and no one would be able to get past. So I think we could have the tunnels, but we'd have to have a wider base. Otherwise it would be, they'd get blocked up and there'd be a massive traffic jam. So at the moment, I'm just going to come back a little bit further so you can see them a bit better. At the moment, there's just a bunch of cats in the tunnel. So we've got Mikey over here. Mikey's, and you can see he's pushing his fur against the mesh. and loving that. And the cat that just tried to get past him is just over there. She hasn't gone very far. We've got Mikey, then we've got Balinese, and then we've got, I think that's an Oriental. Looks like a silver. And then we've got a couple more Orientals in there, and they're just grooming and hanging out, and there's trees and birds and everything they want to see. So we're really lucky in Australia that our cats can live in the back areas of our yards. This is an incredibly big yard. I think it's bigger than what I've got. It's about the width of what we've got at home, but it's much longer. So the cats can go down into the other areas, and they've got different sleeping zones, and they can decide where they want to be. And then also there's the ability to shut some of the areas off. So in the actual cattery area here, which you can see is a converted shed, and anyone could do this with theirs at home. In the back here, you can't see it, but across the back here there's actually, I call it a mezzanine level, and the mezzanine level has mesh on the front. So what they've got is they've got this cattery area here with all these cats can have this space, but there's an area at the back there that's connected to a separate set of tunnels where some cats that don't get along can go in there. So it's not all in together, even though it looks like it might be. It is separated, and that's a really good thing to do, because if you have areas where you can separate your cats, then they can live, even though they've got mesh between them, they can live in harmony if they're just not coming into really close contact with the cats they don't like. And remembering that all of these cats are desexed. They're all desexed, so they're just when you're breeding as well, and this is a really good point to make as well, when you start breeding, you are going to end up with desexed cats. You are going to end up with cats that for whatever reason you don't find new homes for them. Maybe it's because they've gotten to a certain age, maybe because they've got something wrong with them, maybe it's because you've got them as desexed cats in the first place. So you'll have desexed cats, and it's not like you're going to be, I've stopped breeding, so therefore I'm not going to have any more cats. You will still have your cats. So Mel hasn't been breeding for some time, but she's still got she's still got quite a few of her ex-breeding cats, and she's also got some pet cats she has as well. And she's also got some cats of her mother's, because her mother has moved in as well. So there's also her mother's cats, because she was showing Orientals and Group 2 cats, what we would call Group 2 cats, which is Orientals and Balinese, Siamese, and long hair. So she had the same breed of cats that she was showing. So some of the cats are hers, and they had to integrate them together. And that's why there's that separate area with the mezzanine level where they can see each other and get to know each other. And some of them have come out to be in the bigger area. It is a really large area though, the mezzanine area, and some of them have stayed there because they just don't want to get along with the other cats, and that's fine because they've come from a different household and they're older cats as well. So there's someone coming along the tunnel now. They've all come out because I'm here. Who's this? Is that a whitey? Hello. I think that's a foreign white. Hello. Oh, here's Mikey. Hello. He's coming to do a bit of a smooch. And of course, it's not like if I went down the back, I can open the door. No biffies. I could open the door and go into the cattery and smooch all of these cats. They'd come back into there or down to one of the other catteries, and I'd be able to give them the smooch and everything. But they've come out to the tunnels because I like to just sit up there on the top and watch everything that's going on. And Matthew has an extensive vegetable patch over here, so he'll be out doing his veggie garden. And the cats are all having a look and up here watching him and enjoying life. I just think it's just an amazing version of how to give your cats enrichment. So this is not going to be possible, depending on the space that you have, to have it so spread out like this. But what I want to say is that if you could imagine, if you have a small garden, you could actually have the mesh tunnels like this, and then they could have a step down, and they could have another row that goes along there, and then another row that goes along there. So you can create more surface area for your cats. And I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but the dogs are barking over the back there. Come on, guys. I actually believe that it's really important to have a decent amount of surface area for your cats. So whenever we have, maybe if we have a smaller pen, we put shelves in there. And the reason we put shelves in there is because then they've got more surface area. So cats like to climb and jump and do things like that. If you give them more, these cats here, I'm just going to assume, say this is all you had, that bit there. That's all they can walk on. As soon as you take that same space and put different layers, they've got more surface area to walk and walk and walk. In this situation, they've got surface area all the way around here, all the way down the back, all the way down the back, all the way around, all the way behind, all the way here, all the way to this area. They've got a big open add-on at the side there as well, and then from there they can go in. So they've got plenty of surface area. But if you didn't have a lot of space, you can create the surface area by having different layers. And I talk about mezzanine layers. Even when I talk, if you haven't seen the video, in my YouTube channel I have a video on setting up for birthing your cats. And my cats have their cat boxes that they give birth in, the birthing boxes. And I always leave the lid on. And the reason I leave the lid on is to make a shelf so that Mum, she has the space in the cage, but then she also has that area there to get up on as well. So she has an extra area and an extra space, and it creates just a little bit more surface area. Oh, look, this is a beautiful black and white oriental long hair, I think. I thought it was the other cat, and there's cats down the back there. You can see this area here. Come on, guys. The dogs are getting a bit feisty because the cats down the back here, they can hear me and they're coming to have a look. These cats here are not connected. They have another set of tunnels that they can go in. Hello. Look at this guy. So creating surface area in your cattery is really important. You might have a small area to have your cattery, but if you create shelving, if you create extensions and tunnels, you're giving your cats more places to go. And that's really important. It's really important because we don't want them in small little spaces, but we also need to keep them enclosed because they're breeding cats. So you can see here, look at all these trees. There's possums, there's birds, there's all sorts of wildlife in the area, and these cats cannot get them, but they can experience it. So they're out there experiencing it and they love it, but they can't get to the wildlife at all. And I'm just going to show you here. There's some more cats down in the back area here. And then, oh, there's one coming out of the cattery and jumping up there and enjoying it. And what you can do, I'm going to call this over here. I'm going to show you. These cats here, I'm just going to show you from here. So this is the cattery area, and it's all heated beds and everything. And there's a little side bit. And this side bit, it's got the lovely trees and everything over it. This side bit here is just mesh, square mesh. There's actually a door there, but you wouldn't even, that's just so you can get in and clean it. It's just square mesh, and they've got that, and there's hammocks in there and chairs in there and things in there. Sorry, it's getting a bit blurry there. There you go. So they've got places in there that they can go to and hang out, and they get a little bit of air. So if you had a structure like this and you were using it for your cattery or whatever you've got for your stud pens, you can always add on to it with stuff like that, and you're creating more space. Now, you need to use, this is sheet mesh. You need to use something like that, or an aviary mesh would do it. Not something like chicken wire, because that's not going to last and it's going to be pretty rubbish. You don't want them to rub their faces on stuff like that. Here's the cats all up in the tunnel again. And what you can also do is what I call a peekaboo. I have weird words for things. Anyone that's following me on YouTube or is part of my new cat breeders club will know that I use weird words for things. I call it a peekaboo, and I'll give you an example. So if we're looking here on the side of this structure, we have where it joins up, we have a little bit coming out. Now imagine there was no connection to here. They could just have a little peekaboo area, which is just like a shelf that's covered in mesh and enclosed and attached to their structure, where they can just come out, have a look, enjoy the sunshine and everything, and go back in. You can have doors on them so that if you are in like a colder climate, you can shut them in, or you can stop the elements coming in. You could put a cat flap so that then the elements won't come into the cattery and make it a bit warmer in there. But you could have like a peekaboo for them to come out and look. I used to have, when we lived in our old house, my pens were made of an aviary. and look at the dogs. They just sit here and watch the cats. They don't bother them, and they have actually been in contact with them when the cat's been in the house, so it's not like they're bothering them, but they just like to watch them. It's like the cat's a TV for the dogs. So in my old place we had a bird aviary style cat pens, and one of the things I had was a tunnel pretty much about that long there that used to just I'm just going to describe it. If I use Mel's cattery as an example, it would come out from it had a hole cut in the aviary, and then it just came out on the ground, and they could just come out during the day and just sit out in that tunnel that was on the ground. So you don't even have to put it up in the air like this. It just came out on the ground, and I called it the peekaboo because they could just come out, peekaboo, and then go back inside. And it was amazing. It was really good, and it was made of aviary mesh, and we just took the aviary mesh, laid it out on the ground, folded it into the shape of a square, and then where I cut it, I used the sticking out bits from where I'd cut it and just folded them over themselves. I wish I still had it so I could show you. Maybe I'll do one and show people. And then turn that into a tunnel. Put a bit of mesh over the end to close it up. And it worked amazing. I'm not sure if you can see. There's a boy, the black and white boy, he's just in here. He's trying to get up to one of the heated beds that's there. So cute. So you can make like a little tunnel, a little peekaboo tunnel, a little thing for them to come out, enjoy a bit of sunshine and go back inside again. You can see this kitty's tail is hanging out the mesh. Hello. I can't reach it. Yeah, hello. This guy, look at him. Look at him. He thinks he's eating a bit. He's so cute. He's so cute. So cute. If anyone's watching, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll see if I can answer them for you. So it's all about making sure that your cats have got plenty of enrichment, plenty of things to do and see. And this yard is just so full of that. There's birds, there's, you know, like I said, Matthew will come out and he will tend to his veggie garden, and the cats can interact with him while he's doing that. They've got each other to interact with. The dogs are doing stuff. There's things to do and see. They're up high. They can see out into the neighbourhood a bit. And it's just really amazing. I absolutely love it. You can see this part here is on a square frame. I'm just going to step a little bit. This part here where the two tunnels intersect is on a square frame. And this part used to actually come out and connect up to the house, so the cats could come and go from the house. But now it's just become joined up to this piece, and it's just a big circuit for them. So that is just a square frame that's just holding up the tunnels. So again, to give you more ideas about what you can do. Hello, sweetie. They always like to come to the end piece. Yeah. Hello. Birds up there. There's lots of little birds up in the trees. It's amazing. Mikey. They're all grooming themselves. They're all happy. They don't care. They're just hanging out. Hey? Yes. The elderly cat here still able to get up to the tunnels because in the cattery there's little steps for them to get up to the different shelves, and when they get up to the shelf that has the tunnel attached. So that's one of the older cats. He's up there hanging out and enjoying life. And that's really special because sometimes with the cats that you end up keeping from your breeding, makes me really sad is that those cats don't have an enriched life. Those cats are just left down the cattery. They're desexed, left at the cattery. They can't come inside because they poop on the floor, or they pee on things, or they have a bad habit, or they throw up too much, or whatever. And they're given a life that's really boring. And they're just left in the cattery pen, and someone comes in and does their tray and feeds them and then goes again. And they don't have a life. And these cats are all desexed. Every single one of them is desexed. And they have an amazing life. For whatever reason, when they retired from breeding, they ended up staying, or they're pet cats. This guy here, he was a show cat. Hello. Isn't he gorgeous? So this guy is a long-tailed Kimrick. So he's a long-haired Manx that has a tail. And he was shown in the pet cat classes. His name is Mikey. Yes. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. He knows it too. He knows it. He knows it. And then, you know, oh, come on, guys. Let her through. Let her through, Mikey. He gets a bit sassy because he knows he's hot shit and he thinks that everybody else should just bow down to him. So he's not going to let her through. The thing is, right, if he fully blocks her, he's going to give her a biff as she goes past. She's making an attempt to go past. She's getting ready. She's getting ready to go past and she's going to go past him. But if she really didn't want to, and you might think that that might lead to bullying and stuff, she can get past him if she wants to. And she might give him a smack on the way through. And you might think that we've got a traffic jam, but we haven't got a traffic jam. They're just hanging out. But if she goes back the other way, she can go back down the other way. It actually breaks off in two and she can go to the front and the back and she can come around and come back to here. So it's a full circle. So she has some options. And if he's blocking her, if he's not fully blocking her, because she can go back the way she came and then come out again. I just want to show you the big Siberian boy. Now, this guy does block the tunnel. Mumbles. Mumby. Mumby. Look at him. He is blocking the tunnel and he is doing it deliberately. And I know he's doing it deliberately because he does it all the time because he's got a big fat butt. Hey, see, he's taken up the whole tunnel. So maybe we might have a bit of a problem here. We've got Mumbles, who's come to see me. And then we've got Mikey, the two bigger boys. And the tunnel's made for the oriental body shape. And these guys in the middle might actually be trapped in there at the moment, but they don't seem to care. They don't seem to care, so I'm not. Charlotte, yes, Orientals are sassy, and she will just, she was getting ready. I could see her getting ready to give him a smack and just go through. She can fit beside him. I can see there that there's enough room for her to fit beside him, but he's like, he's blocking her, but she's giving the look like, I'm going to go for it. Don't you stop me. I'll tell you as I go past. But she's also then got to go past the other two cats here. And then she's got to go past Mumby. It's kind of like an adventure playground. Now, these cats do sometimes have a little biff. And I heard them having a bit of a rumble 2 nights ago. But nothing serious. Because they all are cats that pretty much get along. Orientals are a cat, like Charlotte said. Orientals are a cat that they do have biffs and stuff as they go along. They're kind of like a meow kind of cat. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. I can see one's just come out of the thing and then gone from here. There's a tunnel that goes that way. So this cat here, you might think this cat's being blocked by fat bar jars here, but she can go back and she can go around that corner. She's probably going to do it right now. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Mikey's now laid down. The Oriental girl's getting ready. She's having a nibble on the tree. It's fine. Everything's fine for them to have that. You can see that there's a lot of garden that's over the top of it, which is pretty cool. I think it is Ducky, Charlotte. I think she's... And those two cats have lived in the house together for a long time, and she would just smack him, and he'll be used to it. Yeah. And that's Mumbles. Charlotte would know Mumbles. Tam, yes it is. It's amazing. It's amazing. And if it gets rainy, because I did feel a few drops on me before, I'm wearing a parka. If it gets rainy, they just go back into the cattery area where the beds are heated. And there's another 3 cattery areas, which are smaller. They're a bit hard to see from here. Smaller cattery areas at the back. There's a side pen thing here for them to go in. There's another one of those at the back. And then there's also over here, there's a big wooden cattery pen that Matthew's made that's really big, about the size of my ones at home. Maybe a little bit shorter, but the same width. Probably about, like 2/3 of the size of mine. And then down this side here, there's another 2 of them as well. And then they're all connected by the tunnels. I think one of the ones at the back is not connected, but it is connected to the back of the cattery area. So that's where the mezzanine comes into play. We've got a seal point up here. They're just giving themselves a groom. Mumbles has moved away. He wasn't getting enough attention, I don't think. He's gorgeous. Hi, Donna. And I can see the cats in the cattery. They're having their breakfast and having a snack, and everybody's happy. So I can imagine this would still be suitable for your breeding cats as long as you had ways to keep them separate. A lot of the tunnels, and again, the tunnels can just be picked up and changed and moved. The configuration can be moved. Here, you've got a straight tunnel here, and then it goes off at an angle, and Matthew's just made it like a, I don't know if you can see that very well. It just fits. But you could take the tunnel off there and you could move it to somewhere else and you could make a different configuration. And these tunnels have had that since Mel was breeding. These have been reconfigured and reconfigured over time so many times and just reused and changed a little bit and updated. And you can say, well, this part of the tunnels goes to this pen and these cats are in that area and these other cats are in a different area. And that's absolutely the case, that these cats here can't actually go down to one of the back pens, but those cats can go into the back of this area. There's a mezzanine level for them and it's screened off and they've got heated beds and things in there, and those cats can go in there, or they can stay in their outside pen, or they can go in their own set of tunnels that are there. But at any time you could join them all up and have them all joined together, or you could separate them and have like 3 here and 3 there. So someone's coming out of the cattery, coming along the tunnel, where they're gonna, it's like a game, it's like a computer game where they have to make choices. She's chosen to go the other way because she can see that Mumbles' big fat butt is blocking the front tunnel. Mikey has now fully spread out. Hey Mikey, he's loving it. He's loving it. So I'm just really excited to show this to you. I've known Mel and Matthew for a very long time. I've visited here in Adelaide many times. Oh, we have a pile up over here. Here we have, this is great, the white, foreign white. I think it might be a long hair. I can't quite say. It is, yeah. And then we've got the black and white oriental. And then back here we've got, looks like Siamese. Hello. And then back here you can see the girl that made the choice not to go past Mumbles because he had a big butt. She's in the tunnel where she can make choices. She's got 2 directions she can go, and there's a little bird there in the pomegranate tree hanging out, and the dogs are here. And I'm just going to show you along here the tunnel. No, come on, bet. The tunnel goes along here. And there's the other pens that they can go in. So there's 2 more big pens there. And I'm just going to show you here. Hello, sweetie. There's a kitty there. They can. Oh, here, someone's coming along here. If I walk around, they will follow me. And the tunnel comes along. Tunnel. It joins up to here. I'm not sure if you can see right down the back here. There's one of the cats in the other tunnel, the second bit. And this pen here, Matthew made these. They're very similar, like to my what I'm planning for my new pens, with the way the wood is. And I must take some photos for Damien actually, because he's going to be making them. But they've got hammocks in this area. They can hang out in this area. They can sleep in this area. This would be a great pen for the daytime. And then if they're feeling cold, they jump up here. You can see that this is a step up. So this is probably what I would call a peekaboo. This would be a great peekaboo. I'm just going to go back a little bit. This is a piece that comes out here, goes there, goes there, goes there, and it's done. So you imagine if this didn't have mesh sides, if this was a structure that didn't have mesh sides, this could sit on the edge of it and the cats could come out and have a look and come back. And this girl's going to show you exactly how that works. It's starting to rain here. Come on, sweetie. Oh, someone else is here. Hello. Come on. Down you come. And it's a step down and then another step down, and they're in the new pen. They're in this pen, in the peekaboo. So it's really great. It's like, it's got steps. It's goes from different levels by the way the mesh is made. And you just make it as you go along and make it fit as you go along. There's nothing commercial about it. It's not any sort of specific measurement. It just is what it is. Hello, sweetie. She's decided the best way to get up there is to climb it. Maybe not. Come on, darling. You know how to get up. Come on. They've got like a scratching post that they can go down. Here's the black oriental, black and white oriental. Come on, down you go. Down you go. Show us how it works. Down he goes. Yeah, and then he's got this big tunnel thing here, which is the peekaboo. He's sitting in the peekaboo. So if you imagine this wasn't a mesh, this was just a wall of your cattery pen, and you have this structure sitting on the outside, and the cat can just have this peekaboo where they can look at things. Oh, here comes Mikey. Mikey has to be involved in everything. Hey, he's going to block this tunnel too. Gonna go down into here. Showing off. This guy's jumped up into his favourite hammock. He's very happy. I can hear them above me. So they're walking above me now. Hello. Here's our foreign white. He can't get down because this guy's fully blocking it by taking up the peekaboo. He actually feels the peekaboo. Okay, so if I walk back up the front, they will follow me. Who have we got here? Hello. Hello. So this goes along, this is a gazebo type area. This goes along the edge of that and then joins up to the ones we have here. And this has got the gutter guard on it, but it's also got some wood as well for extra support. They're walking along. They're coming to see me because they know that I'm here. And it's interesting. And that's part of the thing, that Mel and her family spend a lot of time out in their yard. It's a big yard. There's a lot to do. Even if you're out here sweeping and raking and doing the gardening and stuff, they're out with their cats because the cats can actually access them through the tunnels throughout the whole garden. But they're not in the garden. They're not going to be lost and run away or have snakes or you know, any of those things, because they're actually out in the garden and enjoying the garden, but they're not in the garden. And I think that's amazing. Really amazing. Mumbles. He's a big boy. He's fully blocking that. He's being a bit of a turn. Huh? What are you doing? Okay. So that is, yeah, so that is the, I like to call it the Skywalk. I think I'm going to call it the Skywalk. That's a great idea. You could have a skywalk, but you can also just, like I said, you could have small versions of this on any structure that you have for your cats. You can have bits coming out of your house. Here's the lady herself. Hi Mel, I'm videoing your tunnels and your cats. No, it's on live now. So Charlotte says, Charlotte's there, she's watching. So we're just saying how Mumbles is blocking everyone. Hi, this is Mel. These are her cats. Mumbles is blocking everyone.
He does.
He does, and the others have all gone that way, but I went around there and they all followed me, and Mikey was blocking there, and I was just saying to people how the bigger cats, if I did get these, I'd probably have to have a bigger version because my cat's butts would block them quite easily. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to leave it there because we're about to go out. But I hope you've enjoyed watching that, and if you're watching it on the replay, that's great too. And I hope it's given you some ideas and shown you what's doable. And I really love the fact that this shows off how we keep our cats in Australia, how we have this amazing environment and weather for them, but we don't just let them run loose. We keep them contained, but we also keep them happy. So thanks, guys. Bye for now. I'll talk to you later.